Most school lockdowns end in silence, false alarms, drills, or forgotten announcements, but sometimes the silence hides something much darker. These are three true school lockdown stories that no one ever forgot. It was the final period before spring break, a calculus class. Normal, quiet. Then, the intercom cracked on. Lockdown, this is not a drill. At first, no one moved. Then, darkness. The power went out. No lights, no sound. Until they heard something outside. Screaming, banging, footsteps. Metal lockers slamming. A man, shouting, "Open up!" began kicking at their classroom door. Students huddled in the corner. The teacher quietly locked the door, even though it might already have been too late. Eventually, the man moved on. When police arrived, he was gone. Later, the school confirmed a mentally unstable intruder had entered the building, attacked a staff member, and was possibly armed. But somehow, no one ever saw him leave. That night, a janitor checking a supply closet found him asleep with a loaded .44 Magnum. But when the police came back, the man had vanished, and he's never been caught. This happened on a rainy October afternoon. Students were finishing lunch when they heard these loud, deep booms. Most thought it was thunder. Then teachers rushed in. Everyone into the multi-purpose room, locked down. No one knew why. Until later, a man who lived next door to the school had barricaded himself inside with a shotgun. He was a registered sex offender. He'd threatened to take his own life, and anyone who tried to evict him. But that wasn't the worst part. A student recognized the man. His friend lived next door. She had once looked out her window and saw the man carving into his own skin. He wrote a message on his window, in his own blood. The message said, "They'll regret making me leave." Police surrounded the house. It took 6 hours to end the standoff. No one at school got hurt, but some still remember seeing him watching the school, days before the lockdown. The final story comes from a high school intern. He was just 22, working in the basement computer lab. Then came the announcement, lockdown, possibly armed intruder. But the office he was in had no door. The basement lock was broken. He hid under the desk. Everything was still until someone walked in. Heavy breathing, shoes against tile. Then, silence. He stared at the person's shoes from beneath the desk. Red shirt, red hat. Then, his phone buzzed. It was a text. "Shooter is in red shirt and hat. Mr. Buckley's been shot." The man standing in the room fit the exact description. Without thinking, the intern ran out the hallway, up the stairs. Behind him, a gunshot. The shooter missed. He was caught exiting the west stairwell minutes later. Mr. Buckley survived, but the man never explained why he targeted him. And the intern? He never went back to that school again. Some say lockdowns are just safety measures, but these stories prove sometimes the danger is already inside, and the only thing protecting you might be a thin lock and a few feet of silence. Subscribe to the Lost Footage for more true horror stories that feel too real, because they are.